Hey everyone, welcome back to Unwind Flow Yoga. I'm Amanda and I'll be taking you through this morning yin practice. So what we'll be looking for today is moving through some simple poses. We're not necessarily looking for that edge we might find in a yin practice, but we're just moving mindfully, finding some stillness. So when you're ready, join me here on your mat, and you don't need any props today, but having a blanket will be really helpful. When you're ready, join me as we lie down on the back. Lying all the way down here, if it's comfortable for you, extend the legs long out, relaxing the arms down by the sides, and take a moment to settle in. Notice your starting point for today's class. Tapping into the breath here, so breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Allowing the breath here to be your focal point in today's practice. Noticing the back body supported by the floor beneath you. Remembering you're exactly where you need to be right now. Staying connected to the present moment in our class today, we'll be working through some side stretches. Starting off here in this supine position. As you're ready, bring movement back to fingers and toes. Circle wrists, circle ankles. And then take both arms up and overhead and just allow them to rest on the floor behind you. Keeping the body relaxed here in this extended position. And then we'll take a side stretch over to our right. So we're going to stretch out the left side of the body. So take both arms and the upper body and just walk them over to the right, keeping them on the floor. And then move the legs as well. So move both legs over to the right side of your mat. And you might even cross the left ankle over the right thigh. So the side we're extending crosses the leg. And you can do this with the arms as well. Use the right hand to gently grab onto the left arm wherever is comfortable for you to reach. And then relax everything back down there. Imagine like you're still in Shavasana, but you're just gently opening up through the left side of the body. Staying with the breath here, breathing in, expanding that left side. Exhale to soften. Take another breath in. And then exhale takes you back through center. Find that straight line and then move your way over to the left side of your mat. So upper body, arms reach over to your left. Legs reach over to the left, lengthening out the right side of the body. Once again, you can hook the right ankle over that left ankle and then maybe use the left hand to grab onto the right arm wherever is comfortable. And then drop right in here, creating this length along the right side of the body. Inhale to extend. Exhale, soften. Bringing in this intention here. We don't have to be doing a lot to feel the sensation, to access this sense of transformation. Take another breath in. Exhale draws you back through center. Release the arms, release the legs. And then hug both knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Rolling over onto your left side. And then press yourself up here. We're going to come into a seat. So this is where you can grab onto your blankets. Having it folded a few times and then placing it under your sitting bones here just to lift the hips up a little bit. A little makes a big difference. And then cross the one shin in front of the other here in your seated pose. Rest the arms down on the legs. Drop the shoulders down. Give the head a little bit of a shake side to side. Nod the chin. And then from here, we'll move through cat and cow in the seated position. So some tension through the arms, grabbing onto the legs. As you inhale, bringing the chest to the arms, rock forward on the sitting bones, look up. As you exhale, around the spine, look down. Try this a few more times. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, around. Making this as big or as small as you like, especially if you're practicing in the morning. It might be a little bit smaller, but still thinking about connecting the movement to the breath. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, you round the spine. Let's take one more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale to round. Inhale, come forward, neutral spine. Let's take the arms up. And then as you exhale, crawl the hands forward on the floor out in front and bring the chest forward. From there, take a gentle sway side to side, just warming up into the hips a little bit. And then you can stay here through center, or we'll come into a little bit of that side bend. So whatever leg is out in front, we're gonna walk away from that leg. So my right leg is in front, I'm gonna walk over to my left. Still bringing the chest forward, and then drop the head down. Soften into your side stretch here, really anchoring that opposite hip down to the floor as you stretch the front body forward. See how much you can relax into it right away. Noticing if you meet any tension, not feeling like you need to push past it. Just stay in this soft place. Inhale, slowly start to lift the chest back up. Walk the hands through center and then crawl the fingertips back up. From here, let's switch the cross of our legs. So opposite shin comes out in front. We're just going to do the same thing on the second side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring the fingertips forward. Crawl as far away as is comfortable for you. Chest forward, and then that gentle rock side to side once again. From here, you can stay with the body through center, or we'll take that side stretch. So walk the fingertips over to that second side here, crawling them as far away as you like, and then bring the chest forward to create some length. Soften the chest forward, drop the head. Still thinking about anchoring that opposite hip to tap into the side stretch here. Stay with the breath. Take a breath in. Exhale. As you inhale, slowly crawl yourself back up through center. Fingertips walk back by the hips, and then pause there for a moment, noticing any subtle changes already through our side body, through the spine. From there, we'll take it into hands and knees. So remove the support from underneath you. We'll just be in a tabletop for a moment, preparing for a low lunge. So if you like to keep that blanket underneath the knees, choose that. And then when you're ready here, let's step our left foot up by our left hand, keeping the hands on the floor, coming into a low lunge here. So feel free to drop the hips down as much as you like, keeping the chest reaching forward, hips reaching back, feeling the length through the front of your right hip. Creating some space through the front of our hip here, especially if we're preparing for a day with lots of sitting. It can feel nice to open this area up. Now that we've created some space, we're going to transition to more strength in our hips. So bringing the hips up slightly, walk the fingertips back, preparing to rise up. So bring one hand and then the other onto our left thigh. Maybe bring the arms all the way up. Staying here for a few breaths, soften the shoulders, squeezing outer hips towards each other. Noticing the strength here in your lower body that allows the upper body to lift. Take another breath in. Exhale, hands to floor. Switching sides here. Left knee comes back towards the right. Soften the hands back towards the ground and just give the hips a little bit of a sway side to side, noticing the difference. One hip and then the other. Our second side here, come back through center and then step the right foot up by the right hand. Bringing the hands onto either side of that right foot and then drop the hips down as much as is comfortable here. We have our hands down for support, allowing the hands to be breaks here. So if we don't want to drop into our deepest lunge, we have that option here. Keep the chest forward, keep the hips grounded. And then as you're ready, we'll transition into rise up here. So bring the hips a little bit back in space. Come onto the fingertips, hands come onto that front thigh, and then maybe arms reach up. Staying here for a few breaths. Lower body supporting, upper body rising. Take another breath in. Exhale, hands to floor, and then step back. Right knee meets the left. Plant the hands, sway the hip side to side. And then option to stay in the tabletop or come into downward facing dog just for a moment. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. We're just here for a little bit of that inversion quality, so getting upside down and give the head a shake. Nod yes, nod no. Softening the knees here, dropping the heels down, length along this entire back line of the body. Take another breath in. Exhale, knees to floor, and then we'll lower all the way down to the ground here. So coming all the way down onto the floor, stack the palms here, bring the forehead down. Tops of the feet are on the floor, and then give the heels a little bit of a shake there to release through our lower back. So we might already have some tension there. See if we can soften it. And then we're coming into Sphinx pose here. So this is where this lower back length is going to be really important. Tops of the feet are down, and really press them down into the floor. Press the tops of our thighs down as well. And notice as we do that, the back body starts to lengthen there. Once you have that, crawling up onto our forearms here. So fingers are spread wide, and we're pressing our forearms down into the ground to bring our chest through the arms, and our chin is about parallel to the floor. So keeping all these things in mind, tops of the feet down, tops of the thighs down, lengthen our lower spine. If we start to feel any tension in the low back, just coming out, returning into that prone position once again. We'll be here for another 2 breaths. Bottom of your exhale, slowly make your way out. Stack the palms once again, forehead down. And you can keep the forehead on the hands or take the right side of the face onto your stacked palms. And we'll start to bend into our left knee, dragging it along the floor. So the leg stays on the floor the entire time. We're just dragging the knee up here. Noticing here, we don't need to do a lot to feel sensation, to feel a difference. Allowing the right side of the body to be heavy. Allow the left side of the body to be heavy. Take another breath in. Exhale, return back through center. Extend the leg, forehead down. Second side, maybe left side of the face comes onto your stacked hands. And then bend through the right knee, drag it along the floor just as high as you would like. The entire leg is rested down. Once again, pause here. Make any little adjustments. Stay with your breath. Take another breath in. Exhale, release, slide the leg back down, bring the forehead back down onto the hands. And then from here, in your own time, child's pose. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders, gently press yourself up, walking the knees under the hips. Knees can be as wide as is comfortable here. Hips back towards the heels, slide the hands forward, forehead down. Staying with the arms out straight, or we can come into that side bend once again, keeping the arms shoulder distance apart. Reach them over to the left, forehead down. Anchoring our right hip as the right fingertips reach a little bit further away. Inhale, draws the hands back through center. And then second side, walk the hands over to your right. Really anchor them down here, forehead down. Left hip back, left fingertips reach forward. Stay with your breath. Take a breath in, feel the length. Exhale, stay grounded into your pose. Take that next breath in, slowly bring the hands back through center. Pause, reset. As you inhale, slowly draw yourself back up. And we're going to come back into a seated pose so we can grab onto our blanket, our towel once again, setting it up so we can prop our sitting bones there. From here, bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. We'll just be here for a moment. And we're going to come into more of a restorative malasana variation. So let's start with our right leg. Bend the right knee so the foot is on the floor, and then take it out as far to the right as is comfortable for you. Again, we're not looking for that edge. We're just looking for a little bit of space. And then we can keep our left leg where it is, or extend the left leg all the way out to the side. From there, right arm comes onto the inside of the right leg and allow it to rest where it fell, or you can see if you can take it a little bit further out to the side, getting a little bit more of that side stretch intention. Left hand can rest on the left leg or wherever is comfortable, or final option here, reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling and open the chest in that direction. Staying here in stillness, noticing that although we've shifted our shape, it's a fairly simple shape. But for me, I get a lot of sensation here. So I feel a stretch in the inside of my extended leg, in the leg that's bent in the hip. The arm is reaching up, getting more of that side body work here. Take another breath in. Exhale, release the arm back down. If the leg's extended, bend the knee. Bend the opposite leg, come back into our Baddha Konasana shape. And then notice the difference, right side, left side. Second side, let's take our left foot down to the floor, and then we can shift it out on that slight angle there. Right leg can stay where it is, or extend the leg all the way out to the side. From here, left hand comes onto the inside of the left leg, leaving it where it touched the floor, or you can reach it out a little bit further to really help with your twist here. Right hand rested on the right leg or reaching the arm up. Now this side I feel a little bit more of that resistance, so soften into it. Maybe allowing the head to rest a little bit more on one side, dropping the ear towards the shoulder. Notice if you're coming up against that resistance, can you soften out? So adjusting the angle of your extended leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, release. Hand down, knee bends. Bring the soles of the feet together, and once again, pause there. From here, we'll remove our prop underneath us once again. Keep it more towards the head of your mat though this time. Take the hands behind you, bring the heels to the floor, and then just windshield wiper the legs gently side to side, going at your depth, not forcing it once again. Come back through center, and then we'll lie down on the back, slowly rolling your way down towards the floor. From here, coming into a figure 4 stretch. So take the right knee in towards the chest, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and pause there. Before you pick up the legs, give them a little bit of a sway side to side. So moving your left foot towards the outer edge, and then the inner edge. Come back through center and decide if you'd like to stay here or pick up the legs, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. No objective, no rush to achieve a particular pose, a particular stretch. Stay exactly where you are, exactly where you need to be. Take another breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Left foot to floor, uncross right leg. Relax there for a moment. Second side, left knee to chest. Cross left ankle over right thigh and enjoy that gentle sway side to side. Massaging across the lower back here, shifting side to side over the sacrum. And then bring the legs back through center. Maybe hug them into the chest. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh this time. Stay with your breath, noticing if you meet that little bit of resistance, you might need to soften. Take another breath in. Exhale, let it go. Release your pose here. Right foot to floor, left foot to floor. Pause there. Notice the difference, right side, left side. And then from here, this is where we'll use our blanket. So gently sit up just enough that you can grab onto your blanket. And we'll extend it out so it's at least as wide as our body, and then fold it into this cylinder shape here. We're gonna line it up with the tips of our shoulder blades. So set it up on the mat behind you, and then slowly lower yourself down so that the roll rests just at the bottoms of the shoulder blades, supporting ourselves as we release the arms out to the sides. And then this will be our Shavasana, our final pose. So if you've entered into it and it feels a little too abrupt, a little too much effort for you right now, just move it off to the side. If you'd like to stay here, maybe extending the legs if that's comfortable for you, making any little adjustments here, lengthening our lower spine, releasing the toes, and then soften the eyes closed, enjoying a few moments here in silence before we reawaken. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, circle wrists, circle ankles. And if you have the support beneath you, be nice and subtle here. Maybe just take the arms up and overhead. From there, we'll all bend the knees down to the floor, rolling over onto one side. As you're ready, pressing yourself up, we'll finish off in a seated pose here. Finding your Sukhasana once again, resting the hands on the legs. Give yourself a moment there. Taking the hands towards the heart. Taking a moment to thank yourself for making it to your mat today. Creating a little bit more space exactly where you need it. Starting exactly where you need to start today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.